Yo, recording another video. Slower holiday week, so I actually took three trades. Two longs and a short. I do press my short buttons sometimes. Yeah, market open long on GMM. Uh, Market open long has been great like this week and last week. A ton of amazing market open longs. The strategy that's been working. The only issue, and I mentioned this in the Discord, is with the apparent pre-market weakness, we only had like three, four tickers up in the pre-market, and most of them weren't up that much. Is On the long side, it's actually kind of nice because the gapping percentages are so low that things have a lot of room to push. The problem is because the market is weaker, um, the push potential is also limited, right? So it's very interesting. It's kind of like how when the market's really strong, there's a lot of there's a lot of edge short side because of the range, but at the same time, there's a lot more short traps and then and pushes past pre-market and market open highs. So it's kind of that dichotomy, right? Greater opportunity, but potentially more chances to lose money, right? So GMM, I mean, I think all three of these trades are going to be pretty short videos. Painted lower highs, walk down in the open. By the way, if you want to see the opposite of a walk down in the open, look at VS today, which we'll go over. We'll go over my VS trade. It was not smart, but that one was walked up in the open and dumped, right? So you see that a lot. 1 minute 200, little support here. So again, like anytime I see a 930, 931 pop, love to see a knife in the bids. Super quick on this. Here's GMM. Here's the knife instead of 1 minute 200. I like how this ask at 108 got taken out and it started to reclaim. Actually, shoved a little bit up there, pulled it, but ultimately this level got respected. So it's nice to see previous levels um, where a lot of buying came in get respected on the push up. So it's always nice to see. Just longed into the rotation over here. Just thought it was really strong. Had bullish market open volume, right? If we just look at the chart, this was half a million shares per minute. Sold some at the liquidity level, and it knifed straight down, and I got out, and that was the end of the trade. That was the whole trade. So go over to my funny VS trade. It was very funny because it was a very bad idea uh, to take this long. Pretty much lost on a long. So market is much weaker. Biggest gappers opening near the top of its range. Pre-market parabolic. All these things are bearish factors, right? The aggressiveness of the push, the walk up in the open. Now, what I got baited by was it had an aggressive market open sell-off, and it was having many fake VWAP resistance, right? The reason this was bad, so fake VWAP resistance, especially if the market's stronger, you'll see stuff like this, but you'll see an aggressive knife. I say VWAPs here. You'll see, look at MIBO day one from like 2 weeks ago if you want to see an example of this. But aggressive sell-off, lots of volume, so high volume. And it kind of has this choppy under VWAP. So where every time it kind of touches VWAP, you get a quick rejection. So you get quick rejection. And your read is on the soak after the rejection, right? What does the bids look like? What does the book, what does the chart look like? What's the volume look like? And here, what they did is they're doing fake VWAP projections, and they pulled an ask, and then so I longed into the ask, and he pulled. The problem was A, weaker market, B, this is bearish, this is bearish. Pretty much I was hoping I would get a rotation, take some profit on like a long trap push back to highs, and then see what happens, right? See if this is a high to clear out short trap or if it's just going to keep going down, right? Yeah, it turns out we'll just look at the book super fast. I mean, these are all kind of one and done trades, right? So by the way, market the high day clear out, the 930 high day clear out, which I'd really only take if you had a reason to think the market's going to be weaker. And I think, yesterday and today, low floats were pretty much completely dead. We pretty much had nothing yesterday in low float land, and then we had a bearish low flow chart going into market open today. So there's plenty of reasons to think low floats above 2 would be weak, right? And I even did a little mini like support swipe into initiation, right? And then, I mean, empty book, thick layers of ass, new ass coming in. A bunch of people in my room actually took this. I was too busy looking at GMM. And then, yeah, here's the trade. So painted higher lows, also bearish. Here's this fake Vwap resistance. Big knife, and it starts to soak. I was watching the soak. I watched them pull the ask. I was going in a little bit here. And I was just playing the chart, because if you look at the chart, this is one of those times where looking only at the chart and not the book was a bad idea, because the book would tell you there's no bid support on this, right? There's like 0 bid support down here and on this entire push. Therefore, incredibly ill-advised to take. Sometimes you can ignore the book and lack of bids for continuation, but probably not the market or the chart to do it on. And yeah, it just knifed. I mean, if you look, just instant knife straight down. So ill-advised. And then the other one was my short, which was RDZN, which I made a little on. So today was kind of a smaller day. There we go. So yeah, crazy up only aggressive squeeze. So nice to see. Bearish factor now. This actually bounced right off the 1 minute 20 here. You actually could have made a read right away. We know, especially if the market is weaker, that a lot of times aggressive 1 minute 20 rotations on a stock that's already significantly extended doesn't work. So actually you could have made a read right here, but I was like, I saw the volume. The volume was big, consistent, increasing volume. So I was like, do I want to make the read right away? Do I not want to make the read right away? Decided just not to make. I thought it was, I did think the volume. Also, this is like a thicker float stock. Wasn't too sure what to think about it. So I was like, yeah, I'll pass on the 1 minute, even though you could have totally taken this. And then you get this ultra symmetrical walk down. And on these like high volatility plays, symmetry is often used, especially looking on this like micro time frame, like this 1 minute chart time frame, is often used to build liquidity traps, right? So, it's the idea behind the bid prop, right? Where a stock is bid propping, and then cracks the bid prop, right? So this is the opposite, right? This is getting walked down, but it's getting walked down. So my thinking is, they'll probably try to rotate it, right? But given how extended this is, from the market open push, by the way, this market open long, super hard to read. I would probably never make this read in my life. To give you an idea, I was barely looking at this at market open. But yeah, I saw this micro walk down. I'm like, okay, wait, I would love to see, I told my room this, I was like, I would love to see an aggressive move towards highs, right? That, closer to highs, the better, the more aggressive, the better. And also, on this walk down, they were building layers and layers and layers of ask, which is really what you want to see. I mean, we'll go look at the book super quick on RDZN. Where did I put my book? So trying to find... I think I have to close... My OBS stopped recording my book. Hold up a second. What the? Sorry, my OBS is not opening. Opening the book. Kind of annoying. Oh, there we go. Okay, so like I say, especially given the lack of bid follow-up on this 1 minute 20 push. So here's the 1 minute 20 bids. They start following it up with, filling an ask, filling ask. Minimal bid follow-up. Also, this aggressive move, fill this ask, no bid follow-up, and then ask, start following it down. There's actually a lot of, you could have just taken it over here, but this is that walk down. Of course, you don't know the walk down's coming until it comes, and you could see about 5, 6 layers of ask getting pushed on the retail trap. Here's the downtrend breakout towards highs. Very easy for retail to read. Micro bids getting pulled on this follow up. You know, a lot of times you'll see this like lower bids get pulled, lower bids get pulled, and then there's only like one bid near the top of the push, and a lot of times even sometimes that gets pulled and sometimes that gets sold into. But I saw this, I saw the weakness. I just decided to go right in just because of the structure was so nice. Was pretty convinced that a long trap push was coming, and then it went straight down. And then, funny enough, funny enough, they did exactly, essentially the same pattern here, right? Where you get aggressive move off of support, right? There's a lot of empty space to rotate into, so they attack that $3, and they do another walk down, right? Just like this, another very tightly controlled walk down. And a lot of times after these aggressive moves off of support, it's worth it to make these reads on these initiations, right? These reads on these downtrend breakouts, and really the book was the exact same story. Now I did get out because I wanted to go on this rotation because I thought maybe painted lower highs this could push. So my thought process, I also had to go pick up my wife, so I just decided to get out. But we'll look at the book on this 11:35 candle. Let's see that. So it was a similar thing where the bid that was kind of initiating the stock got pulled, lack of bid follow-up, a million ask up higher. And here's that initiation, right? I see the controlled walk down. I want to see a high relative volume push. They even did like the micro support swipe in the initiation. And then, yeah, I was just looking for any type of stalling. You know, a lot of times on these aggressive initiations, you get a lot of buying in the first, I want to say, couple seconds, right? But then, you know, depending on the structure, depending on the book, right, you want to make a read on any potential stalling after the initiation comes in, right? Now, I actually would have liked this more if it actually pushed to 308, 310, but it started stalling essentially right away, right? Essentially after this little 306 guy came in, I saw the stall, just took that trade, covered on the knife because this is where the 1 minute 200 is. You know, of course you get this aggressive sell-off that always becomes a potential target for later. Look how they're pulling the ask here, pretty interesting. Yeah, they kind of, this thick float name just kind of chopped around. Like I don't really, maybe it fades in the after hours or something, but just kind of avoided it. And yeah, I think that's about it. Kind of a 3 trades but shorter video, right? But you know, especially after the up only aggressive extension, you know, in a market where, you know, I think holiday week, it's perfectly reasonable to expect lower liquidity. So if you see up only aggressive pushes, worth it making a read on for the short side, especially on any type of long trend type of push like this, a long trap type of push. VS was a bad idea on my part, and then GMM was nice just because, you know, fits a lot of the nice market open longs. Like was only up like, I don't know, 20%, painted lower highs, nice market open volume. Just they just decided to knife it, which is fine. But you know, SNTI yesterday was the same thing. I linked Mikey's YouTube on this, but again, nice pre-market accumulation, increasing volume, huge walk down in the open, bullish volume that becomes a bigger volume, and nice move. We had a lot of nice market open longs: CMMD, AIEV, SNTI, GMM, tons of plays recently that you can go look at. So anyways, that's it for today. Going to be a slower day tomorrow and probably Friday. So anyways, information down below about the Discord if you want to join, and you guys have a good one.